What's up, guys? Kutter28 here with 4 Next Level Gamers, and I am back again playing more of the Last of Us multiplayer, getting a better feel of things now that I've got a few games in. I believe I'm on day 4 here, so I've played a whole 4 rounds, but still getting more familiar with the mechanics and the feel of the controller and the scheme of how things. I'm supposed to swap my shoulders again, and I'm not clicking my right analog stick as I have been in the past. So learning how to stick to the cover more, and the biggest thing I'm noticing within the multiplayer is that you should stick with a buddy. You can't just bail out and have everybody scramble around for themselves. It doesn't work, because the minute you're off on your own, that's when somebody else on the other team is seen to be teamed up, and then you're picked off. So I try to stick as close as possible here with someone throughout the game. That's how you should be there, buddy to buddy, kind of like a buddy system, I guess. Now, again, I'm in a random lobby here, so no one else has a headset but myself, which is unfortunate. I wish people would learn to get a headset. So this brings me up to the topic of today. What I want to talk about is the consoles and the bundles and the lack of bundles of what they're bringing with the next-gen systems. The PS4 was recently announced, and when they initially announced it back in February, they talked about the camera, the PlayStation 4 camera, which would be bundled with the system at launch. Now, they have a change of plans here apparently and decided not to bundle the PlayStation 4 camera anymore. This, I think, is an obviously a mistake, but they did it on the fact of they wanted to beat Microsoft on their price point. Understandable, sure. Is it going to work for the camera now? This just leaves it out in the open. Nobody is going to run out to buy this thing. I don't understand exactly what the purpose is behind the camera. I know it has some kind of functionality to deal with the controller, so I'm looking into that. I've reached out to Sony. I'm waiting to hear back. So the minute I find out exactly what it'll do and what purpose it serves and why we need this camera, I'll let you all know. I'll toss it up on the site. So, like I said, the camera to me I think is going to be a waste. It's kind of like the PlayStation Eye right now for the PS3. Nobody uses it. It had a handful of games, some good, mostly crap, and nobody wants to use that. It's kind of similar to the Kinect. Some people like it. It's mostly those who play it are playing the dancing games, or the kids are playing it. I know a friend of mine there, his kids love the Kinect. I think it's a neat idea. The Kinect One, I think, has too many issues. Maybe that's part of the problem, but the Kinect's going to be included with the next Xbox. So there won't be the lack of supply for games because it'll be already there. People are going to own the Kinect. Where with the PlayStation 4, nobody's going to own the camera. I don't think I'm buying the camera day one. What do I need it for? Is there an actual purpose behind this besides the functionality with the controller? My main thing is to have the controller in my hand, being able to go around and do what I need to do for whatever game, Assassin's Creed 4 or Watch Dogs or Killzone, Shadowfall, whatever's coming, right? So that's the main issue I think Sony's going to face, is how do they get the message across that you need the camera? What's the purpose? Why? I don't understand. I don't understand. So if anybody has some inside tips that maybe I don't know about yet, definitely hit me up. Just leave a comment in the section below. Why do you feel you need the camera? Or you maybe don't feel you need the camera. Are you going to get the camera? Or, like I said, I don't see myself buying the camera. Now, let's go on to Microsoft. So, for a company that describes themselves as wanting to be connected at all times, right? When they first announced this at E3 and such, the system had to always be online. Now, they've pulled this, what everyone's calling the Xbox One 80, and done a complete reversal, which is fine. So now you basically have two consoles going head-to-head versus exclusivity for games, right? You can get Watch Dogs on Xbox and PlayStation 4. You can get Assassin's Creed on both. Those are third-party games. So it comes down to Microsoft-owned companies and Sony-owned divisions, right? Like Guerrilla, for example, where you're going to get Killzone. Or you've got Respawn, who's just making the new Titanfall. You're not going to get that on Sony, and I don't know how much you really want to call that an exclusive either, because it is going to be featured on the PC. Still Microsoft owned, alright? So there still is an exclusiveness to that kind of game. So this is where it's going to boil down to. Now, the problem is that Microsoft has announced that they will not bundle a headset. Now, for the first time ever, Sony, on the other hand, has decided to include a headset. Thank freaking God. How long have I been complaining that nobody has a headset? Now there's no excuse. The only reason no one's talking on multiplayer for the PS4 is because they decided not to use it. Right? So then I can just bail out and do whatever, find someone else who has a headset. Right now I'm just playing with randoms, so I'm just talking to myself. Now, Microsoft, who thrives on this Xbox Live, right? The best service for playing against friends or even playing with buddies, which included for the 360 a headset, are now going to exclude on the Xbox One. And to go one step further, if you own high-end quality headsets, they're not going to be able to work on the Xbox One either. So there's another problem. So now you're forced to go out and physically buy another headset. Not exactly a good strategy. I'm finding Microsoft is, I'm not sure what they're doing, to be honest. They're backtracking. I like the idea of what they originally planned for the Xbox One, that it was always connected. I'm fortunate in that sense that I'm always connected anyway, so that didn't bother me. But when the Army came out and announced the fact that we're not connected out here, and now you're basically telling me I got to go to a different system, that's when things kind of got whatever. People think it's the gamers that their voices are heard, and I don't necessarily think that's true. I think it's bigger than that. I think it's the numbers. Let's look at the pre-orders. There was way more pre-orders for the PlayStation 4 than there was for the Xbox One. So now with all this DRM and sharing functionality back to where it belongs for the Xbox, gamers are deciding now that some are going to go back to the Xbox and some won't. But like I said, it comes down to the fact again now, the headset is another issue. For me, Microsoft seems to be coming up with one issue after another after another. And I know everybody knows that I'm more of a PlayStation player. That's my go-to console to start with. But don't get me wrong, I own Xbox 360. I own Xbox Live. I pay for it too. So don't think I'm totally out here. But like I said, for me though, I'm always connected. So that never affected me. And the fact that the premise behind the idea of it always connecting and the Kinect is always connected. Now I wasn't too thrilled with that either. Like they had some high points but some low points too, right? If they would have left it the fact that you always had to be connected, but the Kinect itself didn't have to be connected, I think I would have been just fine without worrying about that. But I think from what I understand, it still needs to be connected. That Kinect is always on. So privacy, right? That's where that kind of wavers into. Some people are not liking the idea of they got to be concerned about always connected. I don't know what you guys are doing in your living room, but it doesn't really matter to me because I don't want to know. Let's just go with that, right? Like, no, that's in the home is a personal place. It's a space that people cherish, and if they want to play games, then let them play games with a headset and not have something watch them 24/7 or listening to them 24/7. If you want to play a single-player game, why do you need the Kinect on? I don't need the Kinect on. Shut the flipping thing off and let me play my game. I'm playing... what was I playing the other day? Now, some of you might like this, some of you might not. It's Splinter Cell Conviction, right? They have features for it where you can use Kinect, but in the essence, you don't need it. I know a lot of gamers that don't want Kinect. So it's bundled in. So now let's scale it back to price. Now that they've done all this backwards compatibility, they're no longer including a headset, but they've tossed in the Kinect. They're making that mandatory. Does this prosper for game developers to make more features for the Kinect? I understand why Microsoft has done it. They want this snap tool to work, and the hand gestures, and the TV, and the swap, and this and that. And honestly, it all sounds very cool, but I have a satellite dish, so for me, it's not going to work. So I don't need the Kinect, in my sense. So for someone who's going to have cable, then yeah, it could be very cool. But it is going to be a cool system. I'm looking forward to getting my system. I'd like to get both. I'm a gamer, and there's certain games you can only play on the Xbox One, or you can only play on the PlayStation 4. It's just, where are your friends at? Now, I think that really becomes the big question, is where are your friends? If you made friends on the Xbox, then why wouldn't you stick with the Xbox? If all your friends are playing on the PlayStation 4, then it just seems natural to go that way. But in essence, if you're a gamer and you love video games, buy the system that's going to suit you the most. Now, if you realize you have to go out and buy a headset, maybe that's a deterrent and you go, forget it, I'm going to get the PlayStation 4 because it comes with a headset. Now, what happens with the camera, time will tell. In my honest opinion, I think the camera's just going to die off. That's what happened with the PlayStation Eye. Who uses that thing? I don't use it. The quality of the thing didn't work. Low light levels were a problem. I know the new one is way more advanced than the old one, just like the Kinect is way more advanced than the other one as well, right? So with new technology comes greater possibilities. Sounds like something out of a movie. Anyways, that's my thoughts on them Sony leaving out the camera itself. A bit of a mistake. I think they should have tossed it in the camera, even if they just ate it for now. Because no one's going to own it. No one's going to run out and buy it. And you're not going to get any games made for it. It's going to be a waste of time. No one's going to want to... There's just nothing there for it. So if you develop a game, why would you want to develop for something that is not out in the field? There's nobody owns a camera, so why would you want to go out and build a game specifically for the camera? You're losing money. It doesn't make any sense. Now, for Microsoft for the headset, a little disappointed. They're the ones that kind of set the premise of, yeah, we're going to include the headset, and this is why gamers go to our system, so they can talk to everybody. They got the cross chat and all those special features that gamers love. So to exclude a headset is a mistake, as far as I'm concerned, even if it was just a cheap one for now. It doesn't matter. Let the people, if they want to upgrade. But at least give them a headset so they got somebody to talk to. Now, guys, like I said, these are just my opinions. No, I'd definitely like to hear your opinions. What are your thoughts on leaving out the headset for Microsoft and Sony leaving out the camera? Leave any comments below, and I'll definitely answer back. Wouldn't mind getting something going here. And as always, head over to the site for nextlevelgamers.com. We got all the latest news and previews and reviews going up. I know I mentioned last video I got Remember Me heading up here shortly. I'm just working on The Last of Us. So once that's done, I'll get that review up as well. I believe I have State of Decay coming too from a friend of mine. So once we get that done, that'll be up. We recently posted Metro Last Light. That review went up. So lots going on. Lots more gameplay coming. Let me know, what are you guys looking forward to with the next-gen systems? I know Sony released a interface kind of trailer, let you see what's coming. It definitely looked pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. But anyways, guys, that's it for my talking here in this video. If you guys want to leave any comments or suggestions, let me know how I'm making out here in the Last of Us trailer, in the multiplayer. A couple things I'm still working on. A lot of recoil I'm finding still, so I'm hoping as I upgrade my weapons, I can get a less recoil. I find it's really hurting me. A couple bullets, I gotta just pull the trigger every now and then. There's no point, you can't hold it down, so you'll be all over the map. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video, and I'll be talking to you real soon. As always, thanks for watching. I am Kutter28 with 4 Next Level Gamers, and I'll catch you in the next level. I'm out.